Hey guys, the general manager of Maxis, Patrick Buechner, if I'm saying that right, made a blog post saying we are listening, and in some cases, here's what's up. So basically, they touched on user-generated content, which we already know some about that, offline mode, and bigger cities. They're just telling us, yes, we are listening. Here's our thoughts. So I like to let you know what they said and also give you my insights on them. So starting off with the offline mode, they said they are currently evaluating it. They're checking out if that's something that it can be done. Of course, it's not a matter of plugging a cable and that's it. You may think it's that simple, but actually, the region processing has to be done like on the client side. What happens if you have an offline city? Can you take it out online later or not? Can you invite friends over or not? There are many things that they should be exploring to make sure that the offline mode is good, right? And not just simply cutting a connection, that's it. Because in the end, it's a separate mode of the game, right? So that is something they're looking at. They're not confirming anything. They're just looking at it. But that is good, right? That it used to be a time on which they will go like, nope, we're not even touching that thing right now. And now they are indeed looking into it. So that is good, right? If you're seeking for this feature, this is good. Now, the second thing on the list, user-generated content. They are indeed asking questions on the forum, as you may have heard on my previous video. And they are adding that, of course, with the offline mode, there would be a possibility of having different kind of user content. Some that are made for online multiplayer experience, which you have to make sure it doesn't break the experience for everyone and so on. It still like a true multiplayer experience. And on the other side, the offline user content, which would enable for them to do even more crazy things because it's more of it's an actual sandbox mode, if you may, because it doesn't even matter if it breaks your game as long as you are happy with the results. It's a simulation game, and Glassbox is a really powerful simulation engine, and I think it'd be great to have an offline mode to just screw it up completely, but do crazy things with the Glassbox engine. That would be super exciting for the entire SimCity community. That would be great. And the third thing in our agenda is bigger city size. Now, they have been experimenting, trying to make cities bigger. They've been changing the traffic algorithm to handle more interjections and more agents at the same time. Even changing Glassbox itself, which is the core of the simulation in the game. And they have officially announced that bigger cities are not going to happen for SimCity 2013. Period. Now, don't freak out. Don't rage quit. Let me explain you why, all right? Just think about this. They wanted to make, let's start from the beginning. They wanted to make SimCity so that every sim was persistent, every single thing was like real, right? What they probably found out, and that's why they decided to remove this, they said that the performance hit was huge, is that the city size they could handle would be like a 10th of what we have right now. A 10th, right? Picture that, playing in a size like that. So I guess they were like, well, we can't, people are not going to play in this. You can even build things in there. A power station will take over like 50% of the area. So they had to drop off some features and some processing so they could go larger, right? Now, how large can you go and how many features can you drop before the game is either too featureless or the city is too small? Well, I guess they found a pretty nice balance because I do think the current city size is good for the gameplay you find on this SimCity, right? Not for other SimCities. For other SimCities, that'll be like pain. But in this one, the way it's built, it's good. They found a good, neat spot. Now, they've been trying again to optimize the engine as much as possible to bring even larger cities. They said they could not do that, all right? Just won't happen. In many cases, it wouldn't even load the city on the computers, like in most cases. And in computers that did load, the city would load, then it wouldn't be able to process it because of just think how much it scales, right? It's not slightly more processing that you need. It actually scales up a lot. So they had to do the technical call that this is not possible by computers today. By the way, it's not their limitation. It's a simulation game. Don't forget that. It's not an FPS or an arcade game on which you just have certain rules that you have to follow and that's it. This is trying to simulate something that technically exists, right? It's like a scientific experiment, right? Just simplified so you can use it on your freaking computer, which is not a supercomputer, all right? So don't attack Maxis. It's not their fault that computers are not powerful enough yet. They're doing a very precise simulation. I don't want it to go even less precise than what they had to do it, and just for the sake of having bigger city size, that because it's a simulation game. That's what matters the most. And Maxis, they had a rough time with the launch. It was a terrible launch. They know it. We definitely know it, and just give them a break, really. They're trying to do their best, right? And people don't get how hard a simulation game is. And they've been patching things up a lot, and they're doing a great job, in my opinion. So I believe we should respect that. And Patrick did talk about a few other things, especially the expansion pack, saying no, there's a dedicated team for that. It's not taking up resources from the core game. And also talk about, well, what DLCs are going to be about, and they have settled that everything that is purchasable, if you may, in that sense, it's just something like more for aesthetics or something like it, right? But not core fixes or core features that you would need in the game. So that is good they're going that way, because it would be terrible if lower and raise tool would be a paid feature, right? If you had already the game. So they're thinking things through. They're trying to do their best to go offline. They really try hard to make bigger cities. Computers can run it. If you have a supercomputer, it will run it. But most people don't have a supercomputer. I don't know anyone who does. So don't attack Maxis. They're doing a great job with what it's probably the most complex simulation game made in history for the masses. So give them that. So that's about it. And I was glad that I was able to give you the updates and my insights. And for more SimCity and The Sims 4, whenever they release more about it, just don't subscribe. And in any case, I'll see you next time.